question that I have for you is that you frequently mention heart rate monitors. You mentioned it to our group that we just had. I've seen you mention in our video. Explain the value of monitoring heart rate intensity, both from the high end and the low end. Why is it important to measure for safety and the low end and make sure you're...
Well, it's just another tool to help you understand that you're not overtraining or undertraining. You know, I mean, when you're doing cardiovascular exercise, you want to be, theoretically, I mean, there's different feelings about this, between 65 and 85% of your maximum heart rate. You know, so because that's where the fat burning takes place. You know, I mean, and so the idea is, okay, if I'm within this range, I'm getting the most out of what I'm doing here in this whatever, half hour, 45 or hour long routine. So, you know, a lot of folks, they kind of flail around and not working hard enough. And so they're not really taking advantage of this amazing tool that tells them that they're burning enough calories, or enough, you know, fat calories. And that's, you know, it's really that simple. It's just a simple tool, and, you know, you put it around your chest, and it's in your heart is an electric pump. And so you just see your heart rate right there on your wrist, and it tells you exactly, you know, some of them are more complicated than others. I like one that's really simple, just my heart rate. You know, I know what my range is for my age. It's pretty simple to figure out. You know, especially when you buy a heart monitor, there's a little chart that says, okay, you know, 220 minus your age divided by 65 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. You know, people are going, huh? But it's right there. There's usually a scale that shows you what to do, and you just get in it, and then that way, you know, you're getting the most out of the workout.
Sure. One of the things I use with my heart rate monitor is I download a lot of my data to track the amount of time I spend in my training zone for different types of activities. Mm-hmm. Do you see that being a big thing going forward, so people can really understand that this activity will give this type of time in my zone versus this, so they can understand the difference between...
For some people who really need that extra information, you know, I try to make it so simple. You know, I'm Johnny Simple when it comes to that. A lot of folks just think, oh, I don't even like exercise. Now you want me to wear a contraption and figure out my maximum heart rate and how many minutes I'm in and how many I'm not. My whole goal is get the heart monitor, find out what your zone is. You know, take 5 to 8 minutes to get there when you're first starting out. You know, sometimes 12 minutes. Some folks it takes time for them to get up in their training zone. You know, especially if they're in pretty bad shape, or if they're in pretty bad shape, they'll get up there pretty fast. And just try to be in that zone as much as possible. You know, what I do, though, when I have my heart monitor on, sometimes, you know, I've got a ton of energy, you know, so I can be in my upper range for most of the workout. Sure. Other times, I'm dragging. I'm just glad I'm there. And so my goal is just to sneak in so I know I'm taking advantage of what I'm doing.